Hello, John.
Hello, Oliver.
So you think maybe another referendum on abortion would be a good idea?
Well, I think it would because the agenda that occurred where people voted for this abortion, where 25 years ago they voted 2-1 against it, but the pro-abortion lobby kept at it kept at it over the years, and finally they managed to distort the truth, which is what they did, and quoted a couple of examples and made out that it'd be very rare. But so people voted for abortion. And they spoke about rape and this, that, and the other. So there was no debate. Our bishops, archbishops and bishops decided to stay silent about it, which was a great shame and a pity that they did, because as there was no debate in the Dáil with the Fianna Fáil under Micheál Martin supporting what they proposed, to his eternal shame as a leader, when the majority of the Fianna Fáil party at an Ardèche voted against it 90%, he didn't accept their verdict. So when there was no debate, then unfortunately people voted for the killing of innocent babies. So in the past 2 years, according to a letter that I read in the recent edition of the Irish Catholic, it says, nailing the big lie of the pro-abortion agenda. Now this man, Mr. Sean Ryan from Dundrum, Dublin 16, with what he says, that now about 20,000 innocent children have been butchered and felt indescribable pain. We don't know what sort of pain. Mother Angelica, the founder of the EWTN, the Eternal Word Truth Network, described abortion as equivalent to a martyr. We don't know what kind of pain, indescribable, that those babies suffer because they are aware.
Of course they're.
Yeah. Made in the image and likeness of God, don't forget.
Mm-hmm.
And their little lives snuffed out before they could be born up in heaven with all the ancient saints, as Mother Angelica said. And I agree with it. And this man here agrees with it as well, and he reckons that there should be another referendum for the people that were deluded into voting yes to their eternal damnation, quite frankly, because you can't vote for evil and think that it's all right. You need to repent, and we know by the few attendant Catholic masses as against the majority attendant Orthodox Mass, which I saw there today, or just recently. Quite frankly, there is need for another referendum. Because now they're going to want to kill more people. They're going to probably have a referendum about euthanasia and assisted suicide, and they'll call it something that it's not. They'll call it something the murder of innocent people, older folk. Look at the pressure that'll be put on their families. They want to inherit whatever they have.
Yeah.
Or don't want to bother them. They're a burden on the state. They're no use. I spoke to a person, I was in one of my travels in the country, I spoke to people that were in a very responsible positions, but they were getting on in life, and they said nobody is listening to them. All the folk, the wisdom that they have, they should be listening to them. So you see where we're coming from. This is where people, when they lose the spiritual foundation of their lives, they'd vote for anything. They'd vote for anything that's wrong. They don't know the difference. And this is the result. 20,000 innocent lives butchered. Used to say a phrase there, butchered to make a Roman holiday. Quite of a phrase that was something about something else. About what a sad affair in a country where we had such a foundation, such a great Catholic faith, to see that they voted for such evil. And now probably But we need another referendum because we don't know where this secular type of governments that we're saddled with, where they'll finish, what else they'll introduce. As you get older, you'd be afraid to go into hospital.
You would.
Please, goodness, they'll just pull the plug up wherever it is.
I don't think that'd be that severe. But and if they pulled the plug on John Malone, he'd jump out of the bed and he'd run out of the hospital anyway. There's no fear of that.
There's certainly when I was stuck in one there last year for a bit in the cardiac unit. Well, I certainly wasn't. It was kind of silent wondering am I for the high jump. As a matter of fact, I thought perhaps I am, and I thought, well, so be it. But I certainly wasn't.
So, are you saying that you felt that you were ready to meet your maker if it was necessary?
Without a doubt. I certainly didn't feel anything by way of despair. Oh, I'm in the carry on this, that, and the other. And so, with the result, after the first whatever it was that where I went for a flu injection, then suddenly found myself up there. On the Saturday I was game ball. This is on a Friday, and I wasn't expecting to be staying in there, but suffice to say I was there for the weekend and fed and watered, as the bell says, and I congratulated the ones that bring around the food. Said very tasty. And what? And I said, yeah, what's this? I said to them, enough, sufficient unto the day is the need thereof. What? And all I can say is that I wasn't a bit despondent. And then I got to go ahead. Well, okay, I want the cheerio from the consultants and experts. So they weren't going to finish me off. But with this euthanasia, what might happen?
Anything. This is the problem.
Well, this is why we want another referendum about abortion, and that the ones that inflicted on it, they would need to repent.
It's bizarre that in Ireland, that in the first year that abortion was granted, that there were 6,666 babies killed.
I call that the
Mark of the devil.
Beast, the mark of the devil, and other one said, well, it's 3 6s, but 4 6s must be worse.
It sure is.
Yeah, correct. Yes. So we have to. We certainly, I agree with this man from Dundrum, Mr. Sean Ryan. So, but not alone him. I've come across many people in my travels. Thank God, as I plant a seed for this Christian TV, or that there's a lot of people don't like what has occurred, and they certainly would love another opportunity to vote.
Well, when you look at the population, John, of say 5 million people now in Ireland,
that's right.
6,666 babies killed, right? That's a high number.
Of course it is, and that's the official. But then there's an unofficial figure as well.
But that it also means that all those women were either very, very vulnerable, or they've absolutely no spiritual or religious context in their lives.
But you see, it'll come to haunt them, and I believe it does.
It does in later life,
and
actually.
Quite frankly, they have to seek forgiveness. But they have done that, and really, it apparently stays with some of them. Now, some of them are so lost that they're just lost, full stop, and they will it'll be a miracle for them to repent. Because they've gone down that road, and it's quite bad in that road. You see, the fact that they do this, and they use words which I somehow or other don't support, crisis pregnancies. If you're living with somebody and you're having intercourse, you're going to get pregnant, no matter what sort of stuff that you're practicing, or what safeguards you're supposed to be taking. And when you do, it should be welcomed by the mother. She's carrying another human being. But that's not emphasised.
Yeah.
They talk about this big thing called fetus or foetus or whatever. F-O-E-T.
Fetus.
It's a word that I'd like to slam in their faces. It doesn't describe the conception, the image and likeness of God. Goodness sake. Did I know anything? Jesus gave us the Our Father, which was a marvellous prayer. But he certainly didn't teach anything like what's going on now with this abortion, and not alone in this country, which was a the Island of Saints and Scholars, oh look at, they must be turning in their graves, and up in heaven there must be, I don't know, so prayers is required here, but certainly another referendum is required, full stop, and I hope we get leaders somewhere that will advocate that. But certainly John Malone will continue to advocate that, another referendum, along with this gentleman, and I congratulate him that he put his pen to the paper, Mr. Sean Ryan from Dundrummond in Dublin. Dublin 16, it says here. The numbers now, like, you know, so we've all a number. I think I have a number as well where I get a pension from somewhere. I have a number.
Thank you very much, Sean.
Thank you very much, Oliver. So there you are.